Hey, Reviews and Done. Who's giving you a dose this week?
What's going on, world? It's your boy Derek Dunn back with another A1 interview. I have the pristine privilege today of talking to the lovely Tristin Mays, who you've seen in MacGyver, The Wedding Ringer, numerous shows since about 2007, maybe a little before that when she started on Gullah Gullah Island. So I'm happy to chop it up with her and talk about her new film called Bang. So first and foremost, welcome to the line and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to chop it up. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
So what can you tell us about Bang and your character April?
Not much. No, I'm just kidding. Bang is a movie we shot in 2022. I have not seen the movie yet, so honestly, I'm going to be just as surprised as you guys to see everything. But what I do remember is wet streets, a lot of action, having the most amazing experience shooting in Thailand. My character is unhinged. She is working in the red light district. She is the girlfriend to a hitman. She may have drug addictions. There's a lot of things to her that make her her, and she is completely chaotic. And I really enjoyed playing that role. But I also just enjoyed being in a real gritty, awesome movie centered in Thailand and working with Peter Weller and Jack Hesse and everyone else who was amazing in the movie, working with Peter Linkoff again, who wrote the movie and also created MacGyver on CBS. So yeah, great experience all around.
So speaking of Jack Kessie, he plays your love interest in the movie. So how did you guys build up chemistry?
Luckily, Jack and I have actually worked together before. We worked together on a short film a couple months before Bang came along. So it was kind of like, are you kidding me? We're gonna get to work together again, Jack? Like how out of all people did we get pulled together again? So we had already gotten to know each other and had chemistry before from working on this other project, but it was kind of immediate when we met each other. Our energy just fits. So we were pretty excited when we found out we were going to be doing Bang, and it was like we just picked right up where we left off, you know.
So I'm an 80s baby, born in 81, and seeing that Peter Weller in this movie was like a huge, like, oh my God moment because, seeing Peter Weller back on screen is just
Insane.
always cool. I mean, from Firstborn to RoboCop to Naked Lunch. So, I got to ask, man, how was it working with Peter Weller and just hanging out with him on set?
It's always amazing working with him. The first time I got to meet him was on MacGyver. He directed our show a few times, and he also, if I can remember correctly, I think he acted as well in a couple of our episodes. But yeah, he directed us a few times. I got to know him really well on the director side, and then working with him in Bang was amazing as well. I mean, it's kind of like being around family at this point. But he is so intelligent and just well versed in the world and history. And I like to say this a lot, but when you're around Peter Weller, you're going to leave with more than you came with. You're going to leave smarter than you came with. You're going to leave knowing more. And he's just a great person all around to be around and just a legend, you know.
Very, very cool. So where would you say this film kind of ranks in your creative process as an actress so far?
You know what? It was amazing to see how this all came about because one thing I really love to do is direct, and I love to put projects together from scratch. And I was able to see this project come together in a foreign country with people that don't necessarily speak the same language, but yet still are able to create a cohesive environment where everything is getting done. It was just honestly incredible to see. Um, I had never done a movie outside of the country where there was a language barrier. And I think that was an incredible experience to sort out, but I have to say it was also the easiest experience I ever had on set, strangely enough. Um, the humility of people in Thailand and just the love that they have for each other, the love that they wake up in the morning with. It made it for a very easy and wonderful experience. I made a lot of great friends out there. And it made for what could have been a stressful process just extremely beautiful and fun. Like I never wanted it to end.
Very dope.
Yeah.
So between April and Riley, hypothetically, if they're hanging out, how long do you think Riley would be able to tolerate some of April's behavior before she had to just, knock her out?
The thing about Riley is Riley understands people who come from trauma because Riley comes from trauma. I think that they actually would have been pretty good friends because Riley has a way of getting through to people who may be just mad at the world. Um, because Riley herself was mad at the world at one point and she was able to find herself again. I think there are similarities between her and Riley. I just think that April may not have had opportunities or chances to change or people around her that could influence change. So, yeah, maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it, but I don't know. I think they actually could have been pretty good friends.
So again, you've had a very varied career. I think one of the most surprising things that I discovered about your career was that you were young Nala on Broadway in The Lion King, also run a singing group back in the day. So that being said, I'm a huge fan of biopics. Is there a singer that you would love to play on screen?
Vanity, Vanity.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I could.
Funny enough, I had the opportunity to play Vanity for a Lifetime biopic once, and I was offered the role, the contract and everything, and I don't really know what happened with it. I don't know whatever happened with the project, but it never came to be. And it was something that I had been dreaming of doing years before that came about, and then it came about and it just didn't happen. So maybe it just wasn't time yet. But if anyone out there is watching, I'm your girl.
All right, so you kind of threw me for a monkey wrench. So to piggyback off that, though, the budget's right. It happens. You are playing Vanity. Who's going to play your Prince Rogers Nelson?
There's a couple of people that could play Prince. There's a couple of people that could play Prince. But I'm not gonna say that right. I'm not gonna do precasting for anyone. I'll wait. I'll wait. Do you have anyone in mind that you think?
Uh, he's so iconic.
Yes.
You'd have to go with the unknown more than likely just to avoid comparison. Because when I think about that, I kind of think about Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther. So whoever takes on that role next, it can go one of two ways. It can be a career starter or a career ender, just given the iconic, mantra behind all that. So I mean, maybe out thinking out loud, maybe Bruno Mars or for the popularity, or maybe Jesse Smollett from Empire. Like them, the only two that I can think of like off top that might work, but unknown would probably be the best route to
Yeah, I
go.
think there needs to be a very strong casting process. I do have two people in mind that I think would embody Prince amazing. Um, and I had recommended them as well when we were starting up the process of the movie. So we'll see what happens.
So you're also a gamer. Just following you on YouTube with your Twitch stuff and everything. What's your GOAT gaming system?
It's between the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 2. I have been playing video games since I was 4. The Sega Saturn was the first system I ever had. But then I also had a Sega Game Gear, which was like the handheld version of Sega, kind of like the PSP now. But yeah, it's gonna be either the Sega Saturn or the PS2. Like there's so many good games on both that are only compatible with those systems. So yeah, I'm a Sega and a PlayStation girl. I have an Xbox and I have Nintendos, but I haven't necessarily crossed over to those systems. I've played all the games on them. I just haven't necessarily bought those consoles, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a Sega and a PlayStation girl all day.
Yeah, and speaking of Sega, I'm a staunch defender of the Dreamcast. I
Oh,
had one, and I think their only problem was they didn't have a DVD player.
oh
And
yeah,
yeah, that was 99, senior year of high school. So if they had the DVD player inside the Dreamcast, I think they would have had a longer shelf life. Because unless you're a hardcore gamer, you forget that the Dreamcast was the first one you could actually go online
right.
and play somebody else in another, country or another
Yeah,
part of the US. So shout out to Sega, man. Y'all keep doing what you do.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Sega.
All right, so before I let you go, man, I got to take it back in time against 2008. I think that was the first time I noticed you because I'm a bit
Okay,
older, so I didn't really watch Gullah Gullah Island or none of the Nickelodeon stuff. But
okay.
first time you caught my eye, acting wise, was Everybody Hates Chris.
Hmm.
So what was it like working with Orlando Jones and a young Tyler James Williams? Because you guys nailed the Cosby Show aesthetics without it being parody or being, offensive. It was like so on point with what you guys did with the episode you were on.
Thank you. Honestly, we just had fun. I mean, we were all, fans of the Cosby Show to a certain extent when we were younger. So I mean, doing that was just an incredible opportunity. I knew exactly who I was auditioning to play when I went in for the audition. And I don't know. I remember walking out of the audition saying, I think I got this because it just felt right. And me and Tyler became fast friends. Me and the rest of the cast became fast friends. It was amazing working with Orlando Jones. He's a legend. And he embodied Cosby so good in such a funny way and did it his own way. It was so good. Um, yeah, I don't know. All of it was just really cool. I worked with Tachina Arnold, and I didn't get to meet Terry Crews while I was on set, but I met him years later and now we're friends. So it's kind of interesting how all that came together, but that was an awesome experience. So long ago now, I can't believe it, but I think we shot that in 2007.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to shop it up with me. You all can catch Bang streaming now. And where can fans find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Instagram. Tristin Mays is my handle. It's Tristan with an I. You can also find me on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. I live stream on Twitch, which is really fun. So if you guys play games, if you want to hear me talk about TV and film, or have a party with my friends, or cook something random, check me out on Twitch.
All right. Thank you again and have a blessed day.
It's great to meet you. Take care.
Same me. Bye bye.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's Reviews and Done.